Hey y'all, Adam at the Foundry here, and today I'm going to make a video unlike any I've done on my channel to date. Today I want to discuss 3D printing to casting, because I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube lately on people with their 3D printers printing and casting their things, and I went into looking at them, and every single one of them are solid investing. Vacuum casting their 3D prints, either resin, mostly resin, and getting decent results, but that keeps and constrains you to small objects. So I want to talk, we use ceramic shell investing at our foundry that I work at, and that's very hands-on, but you can do a larger array and sizes and shapes of pieces, hollow and cord material. But let's get into this here. Like in our method, in creating the ceramic shell, we use an alcohol shellac mixture to prep the surface of the waxes, the gated waxes. Like this would be wax, a wax cup, and your wax investments at the end gated in. We prep it with that, and then we dip it, first coat, straight into the slurry, and then we cover it with a fused fine silica, first coat. Second coat, we dip it in a colloidal silica liquid binder before going into the slurry. Then, again, the fine fused silica for the second coat. Third coat, again, colloidal silica liquid binder into the slurry. Now we start applying coarse sands to the investments. Fourth coat, same, liquid colloidal binder into the slurry, coarse sands. Now at our foundry, we like to do things a little different. We add wire against the surface of the investments of the casting, or it's not a casting yet, it's the investment still, but this acts like rebar inside concrete. It'll add strength to it as we dip more layers. So then, yeah, we'll wire it, and then we'll go back into the slurry. No more colloidal at this point, because the slurry is heavily saturated with the colloidal from the prior dips. So now we go into the slurry and then back to coarse sands for the next dip 5, dip 6. Occasionally with the smaller pieces, it'll get a 7th dip before the final coat of being just slurry. So that is our dipping process with our normal gating and screwing of waxes. Now I got into the 3D printing about 13, 14 years ago when FDM first got onto the market. I got a knockoff Prusa 3D printer. So it was a Chinese made Hictop brand, if I remember right. It was a kit, got it shipped in, and slowly built the thing out with all the little issues it had, but finally got the machine running pretty darn good, printing everything from PLA, ABS, experimenting with shapes, figures, solid, everything, and was taking them all up to the foundry to go, and this is great, gating them up and casting them. And not a lot of success right off the bat. Couldn't figure out why. So I started breaking it down, and sure enough, all the ABS prints failed. It leaves way too much carbon during the burnout process inside the mold, ruins the casts. However, PLA works great. And we've been having artists bring PLA prints to the foundry for years, and we can invest it just like we do a normal wax and burn it out. And of course, we do a different burnout than your typical jewelry casting resins and stuff where they use kilns. We use a propane, high temp, quick burnout. I'll explain that in a minute. But PLA works great. We've done printed out busts of full figures to, this is PLA print, gated, just like you would a normal. It comes out off of Anet A8 printer. This was PLA prints, 2 prints, a tiger head and a ring, and then welded them together post-processing. But PLA can be done, works great. Seeing a lot of other YouTube resin casting sites saying PLA cannot be used, and that is 100% fallacy. So, however, let's get into our burnout now. To all those jewelry casting resins and stuff like this from Rep Wrapper, Tech, have a very slow, easy burnout procedure because they're using a kiln and they're burning out over 12 to 24 hours. We do not do that. their burnout temperatures and rates for increasing temperatures for the burnout was suggested at 4.3 degrees a minute. That's for an electric. They say easy, set it and forget it and come back in 12 hours and everything will be great. Our propane burnout rate does not go that slow. We're increasing temperatures at 4.3 degrees a second. So we hit 900 degrees in a matter of minutes, 1500 degrees within 20 minutes, and we're reaching top temps of 1900 degrees in there by the time the cart and the investments are in burning out. So let's get on now to the resin printing. That has been the newer thing with these high detailed resin printers coming. I recently got one thinking, oh great, this is going to be amazing because that detail will be retained in the prints, because you know, with traditional FDM printing, you get the layer lines. Yes, you can reduce them and shrink them, but you're still going to have that layer line. PLA, you can do some post-printing cleanup, trying to create a vapor bath, but for PLA you'll need the ethyl acetate vapor bath, and it works all right. It's not as good as your typical acetone vapor bath for your ABS printed parts, but once again, you can't cast those ABS printed parts because they produce way too much carbon inside the mold upon burning out. It totally kills the prints. I mean, the castings, once you pour the metal in, it's impregnated with carbon chunks, and it kind of looks like a Terminator when his skin kind of falling off. It's kind of not cool, not the desired effect, or it's not the desired result in printing to casting. However, I got into now resin printing, trying to capture or get a resin that's closer to a wax that we normally use at the foundry. And the first resin I got was from Rep Wrapper. It is a 3D printing UV sensitive resin. I don't know if you can see that here. Let's see here. Rep Wrapper, there you go. Jewelry resin. And this one, like I said, had a slow burnout rate, but all of them suggest you to vacuum invest and vacuum cast. We don't do that at our foundry. So I'm trying to find something resin-wise that works very similar, that would be used in our approach at the foundry, where we hand invest and no vacuum investing. This is all just hand, like I said before, and still being able to burn out with our high temperatures, because with wax, you needed to get it from that solid state to the liquid state as quick as possible. So you want that temperature to go from 0 to as ever hot as you can get it as fast as possible to minimize that thermal expansion, helping keep the mold intact upon burnout. So when using the Rep Wrapper, it prints amazing, as you can kind of see. These are off the resin Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra 16K resin printer. Printed it slightly hollow. I think it's 2 to 3 mils thick. Holes for it to drain so it doesn't get sucked into the bed, all that goodness. But it prints really, really, really well. I mean, QR codes on the back, fully intact, great, ready to go. However, when we invested the Rep Wrapper and went to burn it out, we had 50-50 success rate on it. And like I can show you, like this was small Rep Wrapper, so small jewelry stuff had a little bit of cracking, flashing going on the edging. That's because of the expansion during the burnout. Likewise, this was the Rep Wrapper, and you can see all where it cracked. It expanded upon burnout. Likewise, this was a Rep Wrapper as well, gated, sprued, vented. And you can see how the mold cracked upon burnout. Still cast, but it's going to take a lot of extra cleanup work to clean it up to get it to usable condition. However, this was also the Rep Wrapper. And if you see gated here, very, very minimal expansion. Yeah, we did lose one. So this one either cold poured or it expanded so much upon burnout, the mold destroyed, and that's what happened. But 5 of the 6 turned out, which was very, very surprising to me. I thought we were most likely going to lose the red ones. But being that thin and small, it casts and invests just fine for our style of investing in casting. So that was good. That's a plus. However, the success rate was not up to par for what I wanted. I wanted to be able to print and know 100% I can cast it. So I kept looking for other resins to try to get closer and closer to the formulation of like wax, behaving more like wax. And I found a Soraya Tech. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, Soraya Tech. This is their True Blue. I had seen reviews of this one being not good to cast with either. But I had already purchased it and printed many, many things in it, and was gonna go ahead and gate them up and try them. Of course, again, they're saying solid invest vacuum or solid vacuum invest, and then vacuum cast it as well. But this is once again not what I'm looking for as far as approach. But if it can work for our procedure and how we invest and burn out and cast, then great. So first off, it printed a little harder to print with. It's a little bit more finicky. The recommended times that they say for bottom layer and layer times for UV did not match. I had to do some experimenting with it, but you can get decent, great prints right off with it. And then in gating and burnout and doing that process with that resin, you can see virtually no expansion. So it behaved a lot more. This was a Soraya Tech print and no expansion on it. Came out perfect. It could have been dipped a little bit better, but that's here and there. This was just to see about the quality of the resin. So in that case, it came out great. So I'm gonna keep using Soraya Tech for now and keep seeing if it keeps producing the same results. I've printed workable QR codes that I've already embedded into bronzes for artists. Face masks, like all these face masks, these are gonna be going to the Joe Moore Award by Jerry McKenna. That's for the college football for the best offensive line of the year. And then just keep experimenting with different resins, and as I find better ones. Rep Wrapper, I loved it. It prints amazing. If down the road I will get a vacuum investing just to validate that it does burn out and act the way they say it does under the conditions that they provide for it. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. The Rep Wrapper printed a lot of rings with it that casted fine. I did print, the Elegoo machine came with chest set files. And I took a pawn chest set, hollowed it out of course, added venting holes, printed it, but made it completely hollow. And I found that you can do big Rep Wrapper prints, but they have to be hollow. And then that means they're gonna cast solid, because hollow, I'm talking about 1 mil, 2 mil thickness walls, but the rest of the piece hollow. That way, instead of expanding during burnout, it can actually collapse in on itself and not destroy the mold. And I didn't bring that up here, that's up at the foundry still, but I cast one of the chest sets and it came out darn near perfect. Again, Rep Wrapper, when it's small, I've done some tiny keychain sized Alamos with workable QR codes on the back. Those came out, those didn't expand too much. Tiny ones and medium ones came out. So about that size with a QR code that works, and keychain size ones, those are up at the foundry. But all the resin prints, when you print with resin, of course, they come out of the machine into a 99% isopropyl alcohol bath, let them then air dry, and then into a UV cure station. And then it's very, very critical that you wash and cure all these, because that resin that's still in there or that alcohol that's still in your prints can cause them to detonate upon burning out. And I've had a few rep wrapper ones that were solid printed. I did some Great Dane busts that were solid, because I was new. I didn't know what I was really doing with the printer yet. And I tried casting those, and upon burnout, those detonated. They blew up, completely blew up. But as I get other resins and try other ones to hone it in even tighter, which for right now, I'm saying Soraya Tech is holding pretty good for what we needed to do. Like I said though, it is trickier to print with. If it could print as well as the rep wrapper does, we'd be game on. But as far as price range, they're both mid-range. I think it was $60, $70 a liter, or 1,000 grams, a kilogram. But that's pretty much it, I guess. As far as if I find more that work better, I'll let y'all know. And if not, if y'all have any questions or any other things you'd like to see, let me know. Thanks.